Hey y'all, it's Renee here. What I'm going to do today is it was on my mind all night last night, and I thought, poor Tiffany, she's got her new dress and she don't have any accessories. So what I want to do is I'm going to make her a handbag, and I'm going to try a hat. It's an idea I have up here that I hope will work. So I'm going to cut the camera off. I'm going to pick out some fabric. This is a learn as I go, so if I make any mistakes, I'll try to correct them at the end of the video, and we'll see how it works out. I'm pretty sure the handbag is going to be pretty easy. So anyway, I just got to pick out some fabric and I'll be right back. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw out just a simple design for a handbag for Tiffany. I want it to be kind of a messenger bag, so it's going to be a little bit oversized, and I'm not really measuring. I'm just kind of eyeballing what I have in mind for the bag. And then what I'll do is I'll just make sure that it's pretty even. So I've got 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4. And I've got just a little over 3 1/2. And I've got so many scissors on my desk I can't move. Just a little over 3 1/2. So that's a square. And then what I'll do is I'm going to cut this one out. Now this is going to be the front of the bag. And I'm going to show you what to do to make a simple messenger bag, because this is just for a doll. So we're not going to get too fancy, but you could probably use this for a larger messenger bag pattern too. Then what I'll do is I'm going to take this piece and lay it out, and I'm going to trace it just right here. I'm going to make a little mark to know that that's where my top starts. And then I'm going to move it up a little bit, and I'm just kind of using this like a template. And I want the bag to flap over, so I'm going to trace up here a little bit more. And then once I've got that and I've marked where the actual bag piece is, I'm going to kind of round it off. Because I want it to be the flap for the bag. I use a different pair of scissors for cutting paper as I do for cutting fabric, and that's the way my mom always taught me, because you don't want to ruin your fabric cutting scissors, because those things are expensive and good ones are hard to come by. Okay, now I pretty much got that even, but I folded it in half. I'm going to trim this up to make sure both sides of the top flap are even. So there we go. So this is going to be the back, and it'll flap over like this, and this is going to be the front, and this is going to be a pretty hefty bag, pretty big bag. Alright, now I'm going to get the fabric out, and I'm going to iron it, and I'm going to cut these 2 pieces out. So here's the fabric I picked out, and it doesn't match the dress, but Tiffany's from the 70s, and the 70s were colorful, and this is actually a remake, or whatever you want to call it, a replica piece from some actual 70s material. It was a remake. I can't think of the word, but I like it a lot. I like the look of it, and I think it'll be perfect for Tiffany's bags. So alright, I'm going to iron and cut it out. Okay, now what I've done here is I decided that I need a little, okay, first of all, let me say this. I cut the 2 pattern pieces out from the simple pattern that I made, and if you remember, I marked where the top flap starts on the back part of the pattern. Well, I just took the pattern and laid it to the cloth there and traced it and cut this much out to give that flap that little extra something. Anyway, you can line this if you want to, and if I get a request, I will do a video showing how to line this bag and make it. Okay, I thought it over, and I think the best thing to do would be to make a strap out of the like fabric. So I've cut about 13 inches, and that, you know, it depends on how you want your doll to wear the bag. I think I want this to be kind of crossed over the shoulder, so I'm going to make it that long, and there'll be a little bit inside the bag, so you want to take off about an inch depending on how much you sew into the inside of that bag. I think when I place it on the doll, I like the placement, the way it looks. So let's get to the sewing steps. Okay, I've got the pieces here, and the first thing that I'm going to sew is the strap for the handbag. I'm going to take it, and you can press this if it's easier for you to do it that way, but I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see what I just did. I'm just going to fold it right here about halfway, and then fold the other half over it. And I cut this on this, I guess you call it the selvage. It's kind of almost like glued at the end, so it's not going to fray, and it's not going to matter, like I said, because it's a doll bag. But I'm going to do this all the way down, and I'm going to sew it. And I'm using a light thread, partly so that you can see what I'm doing, and partly because that's what's in my machine right now. Okay. And always backstitch. It'll help keep things in place. See what I ended up with. If you want to, you can go down and do another couple of lines on either side of this just to give it a more finished look. Now you can see I did 3 lines on it. Looks pretty good, and it flattens it real good too. Alright, now we're going to get to the bag. Okay, now we're going to go to this step. What I've done is pin the right sides together for the top flap of the garment. Oh, I'm afraid you can't see that. Okay. I've just pinned it on here, and I'm just going to sew around here. Don't sew this bottom part because you're going to have to turn it. Got this sewn, we're going to clip our threads, take the pins out. Tell it's been a while since I've sewn. My pin cushion is so dusty. Okay, and the next step you want to do, anytime you're sewing something that's rounded like this that you're going to turn, you need to start clipping where it rounds off. Clip the seam that you sew. Just clip as close to it as you can. And what that does is helps it to lay smooth or lay flatter when it's turned. Turn this out and just push it straight with your hands. And I would recommend giving it a little pressing. Actually, what I think the best thing to do is turn it back and not turn it out until you've sewn the other part in. So we're going to take this and lay right sides together. Be sure not to sew all the way up. Don't sew this part right here. Learn as I go. Yeah, we need, at this point, we do need to add the straps for the bag. to make the gusset, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my corners, being careful not to snip seams, which I just did. But in this case with the gusset, you really don't have to worry about that. And this is such a small gusset, it's going to be a little tricky. You want to open up your seams, and I just kind of eyeball this step. You have to be real careful not to get any creases in there. Just kind of pull the corners out, flatten out the seams, just so across there. Alright, and then you're going to take your scissors and clear close to that seam, but not too close on each side. Alright, then you're going to take this bag and turn it out, and then you're going to take the top part of the bag and turn it out. Yeah, see, I made a little bit of a mistake with those straps. They kind of stick out there, but I think that what I will do is probably like sew some little flowers or something on that. This is the finished bag. I'm going to tell you my mistakes and what I would do different. First thing I would probably do is, before you sew, go ahead and fold this piece under on the front of the bag and seam it to make it look a little neater, and do the same thing with this part right here on the flap of the bag. And there we go. Got a nice little boho bag to go along with the little boho hippie dress. She's good to go. Now she needs a hat, right? You think she needs a hat? She really needs shoes, but there you go. That's her bag. I think it turned out pretty nice. The gusset's a little deep for that bag. I probably could have made it tinier and it would have been a little more narrow, but that's okay. She can carry her books or whatever in there. Just remember, if you're doing this tutorial, before you sew, fold and make a seamed edge right there so it looks good. Make a hem. Is that the word I'm looking for? And it'll look neater. But since she's just a doll, it's this way nobody's really going to notice, but she's got a cute little bag. I like it. I think it turned out pretty good for a learn as I go. Alright, that's it guys. Peace.